Hi guys, how are you doing today? Welcome back to Random Lifestyle Blog. If you're new here, my name is Paulina. This channel is mostly about beauty and that includes skincare, makeup and fragrances, and today we're going to talk about fragrances. I'm going to show you my top 10 fragrances this winter. So these are not necessarily the best fragrance releases, the newest fragrances. I mean, some of them are new, some of them are pretty old. These are the fragrances I've been using the most this winter season. So without further ado, let's jump in. So I'm going to start with the one that's a bit controversial, and this is Burberry Goddess Intense. So this is quite a new release, but it is pretty controversial because this is a very strong lavender patchouli fragrance with some vanilla. The original Goddess fragrance was very vanilla, very kind of like simple, pleasant, likable. This one is anything but, literally. It leans slightly masculine. The opening is a little bit medicinal, but I don't know why. There is something extremely tempting in this fragrance. I just can't stop using it. I find it weirdly pleasant. So is it something I would recommend? Not to blind buy for sure, but I would recommend trying it. It's a very unique fragrance, I would say, and I actually really like. It's kind of like a very unexpected combination that this fragrance offers, but I really like it. I just cannot stop using it this year. Next up we have this fragrance. You might have seen it in previous years in my previous like winter favorites. This is 8 Bob Anike number 5, and this is just so delicious. This smells like ramen raisin chocolate. Like, oh, this is undescribably delicious. I love this fragrance. There's something a little bit boozy about that. It's just divine, okay? Don't really get like super attached to a certain scent, so whenever I finish a bottle of a fragrance, I don't necessarily always feel to repurchase it. I have so many fragrances that this need is very rarely super strong, but I feel like this is probably one of these scents that when I run out of it, I will repurchase another bottle. It's just good. It's just really good. Next up we have Maison Crivelli, and this is Neroli Nasimba. I received this fragrance in one of my perfume advent calendars. They opened last year, and this one is probably one of my favorites. This is a very leathery scent, and I'm not a massive fan of like super leathery fragrances, but there's just something about how this one is made. Or maybe it's just this kind of like leather neroli combination here. I don't know. This is a really beautiful cold weather fragrance. I love it. So Neroli Nasimba Maison Crivelli, one of the fragrances I cannot stop using this winter. Next up we have some Kayali. This is Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar. Another extremely delicious fragrance. Like, this literally makes me hungry. I think one thing you can tell about Mona Katan is that she knows how to do her gourmands. Like, all the gourmands by Kayali are just so delicious. And on top of that, they don't smell cheap, they don't smell juvenile. So yeah, this is just something I cannot stop using. You can actually see quite a big dent on it just to prove my point. But yeah, this is so good. Next up we have Jean Paul Gaultier, the original Scandale. And I was absolutely obsessed with this fragrance last year. Like, I used it all the time. This year, this obsession is a little bit like tamed. Like, I still like it, I still want to use it, but it's not my favorite fragrance this winter, but I've been actually using this quite a lot because I really want to use it up this season. Like, as you can see, there's not really much left here, and I really want to have some fragrance empties at the end of the season. I think when you have this like massive fragrance collection, there's something really satisfying about being able to empty a full bottle of a fragrance. So yeah, that's another fragrance I've been actually using a lot this year, not necessarily because I feel like really drawn to it, but more like I really want to use it up. I still like it though. I'm not really forcing myself to use it. Anyway, moving on, and another controversial one. This is Maison Margiela, a replica Afternoon Delight. And this fragrance received lots of negative comments, mostly because of the fact that people were expecting like a proper gourmand, like a cake-like gourmand. And what we have here is a very powdery, sugary, vanilla fragrance. Some people describe it as a bakery scent, and I 100% agree. This literally smells like bakery. It is really nice, but this is definitely more of an oriental vanilla. It's not necessarily a gourmand, and I think the name and even the ingredients list would suggest that. So yeah, I really like it, but I kind of understand why some people are actually quite disappointed with it. Next one is not going to be a massive surprise. This is Dolce & Gabbana Devotion, and I have to admit, I've been using this one quite a lot, but I've been alternating this with the original Devotion, which I decided to show you. So technically I should actually show you both bottles, but these fragrances are pretty similar. This new version is a little bit more nighttime suitable. It's a little bit sexier. It has some like woodsy notes, whereas the original version is a little bit brighter, but they both offer this really gorgeous candied fruit scent. It's just so good. So yeah, love that one. Next up we have an oldie. This is Olympia Intense, and I absolutely love this fragrance. This is a very strong ambery vanilla with a little bit of salt. It's just stunning, and there is something about this fragrance, probably, you know, the fact that it has a lot of amber in it, that makes it perfect for colder weather. Such a beautiful fragrance, so much better than the original in my personal opinion. I know that the original Olympia was loved by many, but in my case it was just okay, whereas this one, amazing. And the funny thing is, I did not use this fragrance for several years, and now it's back and I just can't stop using it. Next up we have a new fragrance again. This is Perfect Elixir by Marc Jacobs, and again I'm addicted to this one. So if you like Marc Jacobs Intense, which was the yellow one, this is literally the cold weather version of it. This one is a little bit creamier. It has the notes of honey, plum, some amber. I am pretty sure there is some almond milk in it, like it must be, but it is not listed. Anyway, this is a really beautiful but creamy fragrance. I think it could make a really good all year rounder, but I already have the Intense version for summer, and this is going to be my colder weather one. And then the last fragrance amongst the ones I've been using the most this winter is another oldie, and this is Montal Intense Cafe. And this is a really beautiful coffee rose fragrance with some vanilla. It is stunning. I'm actually quite surprised. I feel so tempted to use this fragrance in winter now. I think in previous years I used it more in summer, but for some reason this year it's actually working perfectly with the weather outside. I mean, it's not like super cold now in the UK, so maybe that's the reason. But yeah, this is another one I've been obsessed with this winter. Okay guys, so these are all 10 fragrances I've been using the most this season. What do you think? Have you tried any of these scents? Have you spotted any of your favorites? If so, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching. For more fragrance related content, check these videos over here. I'm going to see you very soon. Take care. Bye!